The Electoral Commission of South Africa has partnered with Wits University and its Student Representative Council to launch a national voter registration campaign. It will be implemented across all colleges and universities in South Africa. This aims to encourage the youth to register online and take part in decisions about their future. Now, reporter Govan Whittles is attending the launch and is joining us now to tell us how everything has been going there. I guess, Govan, good afternoon first. I guess many people will say it's a good thing to get the young South Africans, the student population, very much interested in the politics of the day. And one of the ways to exercise that right is by voting.
Indeed, Bradan, and it's also an urgent task for the IEC. It's one task that they've identified as necessary because the rates of young people taking part in democracy, they say is weakening our democracy because the participation rates are just so low. And it's not wrong to say that there are millions of young South Africans who could be taking part in the democracy and could be changing the direction of the country, but they simply aren't because they aren't registered to vote. Discussing this with me is the IEC's Chief Electoral Officer, Mr. Mamabolo. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mamabolo. So what kind of targets are you hoping to meet in drawing young people to register to vote?
Well, our intention is to have a substantial majority of young persons in institutions of learning. We will be doing this program right through to September throughout the country. We will also be going to the youth within the formal schooling system. So we're presenting this opportunity because we realize that democracy belongs to young people. They've got to take an active part. They've got to shape the politics of our country. They've got to shape the governance of our country by participating and electing public representatives.
And while we're talking now, some of them are registering to vote just behind you, but the fact is that a majority of them aren't registering to vote, and we don't know why that is just yet. What exactly will the IEC be doing to try and get them to vote?
Well, we're going to be running a communication campaign on this campus. We're going to intensify that communication campaign. We're going to be doing face-to-face engagements with them throughout the week. And hopefully that will bear fruit by the time we close on this campus on Friday.
All right, thank you so much. That's Mamabolo, the Chief Electoral Officer of the IEC. Let's speak to Krista Ndo now. She's the Secretary General of the Wits SRC. You guys have similar problems in SRC elections where you're barely meeting the threshold with the low voter turnout numbers. Why is that happening on campus as well?
I think we can all agree that there's a large level of reluctancy on young people when it comes to voting. I mean, at Wits, we require just a 25% threshold for our results to come out on SRC nominations. So if we are failing to get a minimum of 25%, imagine what at a national level we might be facing. So it means that young people are quite reluctant in voting, and I think it's something that we should begin to work on, because it might mean that young people believe that their voice don't matter. So I think that is something that as the IEC and the government at large should be able to take into consideration and start activating campuses and encourage young people to vote.
This activation has been going on since about 11 a.m. this morning, and so far they've only just registered their first person, so it doesn't look like there's a lot of interest here. Do you think this will work?
I actually think it will work. I think if you make it cool, make it attractable, young people are going to register to vote. And I think that is the whole purpose of this activation, to make young people understand that their voice matters, and the only way that they can exercise and ensure that their voice is heard is through a vote.
All right, thank you so much. That's Kristen Doe. She's the SG of the Wits SRC, and the registration is continuing behind us, but it certainly is picking up very slowly. And they say that from the 175,000 people that were registered to vote in the 2021 elections that were between the ages of 18 and 19, 125,000 of them actually showed up to register, showed up to vote. So that means that once they're registered, the problem isn't getting them to vote, it's getting them to be registered in the first place. We'll keep speaking to the students here and the IEC, but for now, it's back to you, Bradan.
Make democracy cool. Make it all cool. That's what she says. Thank you very much. The Govan Whittles at Wits University.